A single flower once sold for more than an actual house here. And that's not even the craziest thing about this country.
11 million wooden poles hundreds of years ago. So let's go. Fact 1. Why Amsterdam's houses are built so narrow. Ever notice how tiny these canal houses are? Some of them are barely 2 meters wide. That's not a style choice. That's tax evasion. 17th century style. Centuries ago, property tax here was calculated based on how much of your house faced the canal, not how big it actually was. So the wider your house, the more you paid, every single year. Amsterdammers did the obvious thing. They built houses as narrow and as deep as physically possible to dodge the bill, then just kept adding floors upward instead. So that charming, quirky skyline you're looking at right now, it's literally the result of hundreds of years of people trying to pay less tax. Fact 2. Dutch people never close their curtains. This one genuinely shocks every American who visits me. Walk down almost any street in the Netherlands at night, and you'll see straight into people's living rooms. No curtains, no blinds, nothing. It's not because they forgot. It's a cultural thing that goes back centuries. An old idea that if you have nothing to hide, you don't need to hide it. Some historians tie it to Calvinist values around honesty and transparency. So yes, that's a real family eating real dinner, fully visible from the sidewalk, and they genuinely do not care that you're watching. Welcome to Holland. Fact 3. The tulip that cost more than a house. You know tulips as a cute souvenir. In the 1600s, one single tulip bulb sold for more than an entire house on this canal. I'm not exaggerating. At the peak of what's now called tulip mania, people were trading their homes, their farms, their entire life savings for one flower bulb. It was the first recorded market bubble in human history. Centuries before Bitcoin, centuries before the stock market crash of 1929. Then one day in 1637, the market just collapsed overnight. People went from millionaires to broke by lunchtime. So, next time you see a tulip stand here, remember? This flower once broke people financially, literally. Fact 4. These houses are crooked on purpose. Look at this house. It's leaning forward, right? Your first thought is, that's about to collapse. Nope, it was built like that on purpose. Amsterdam houses are famously narrow, so getting furniture up the stairs is basically impossible. The staircases are too tight. So, instead, Amsterdammers hang everything out a window using a hook at the top of the house. The forward lean isn't damage. It's engineering. It stops your couch from smashing into the windows on the way up. So, if you ever see a giant hook sticking out of someone's roof here, that's not decoration. That's how they moved in. Fact 5. The world's first stock market was invented right here before New York, before London. The very first stock exchange on Earth opened right here in Amsterdam in 1602. It was created for one company, the Dutch East India Company. So regular people could buy a tiny piece of their trade ships and profit if the ships came back loaded with goods. That single idea, buying shares in a company, is the foundation of literally every stock market that exists today. So next time someone checks their stock portfolio on their phone, that entire concept started on a street about a 10-minute walk from where I'm standing right now. Fact 6. Parts of Holland are 7 meters below sea level. This is the fact that makes people genuinely nervous. Around a quarter of the Netherlands sits below sea level, in some spots up to 7 meters below. Without the dikes, dams, and pumps working around the clock, huge parts of this country would simply be ocean right now. not at risk of flooding. I mean, it would just be underwater permanently. The Dutch have literally been fighting the sea for 800 years to keep this country dry. This isn't a metaphor. It's daily, ongoing, ridiculously impressive engineering. And most people walking around here have no idea they're living below the waterline. Fact 7. Dutch kids get sorted into different schools at age 12. Around age 12, Dutch kids take one test that basically decides their entire future. Based on that score, they get placed into one of several completely different school tracks. One path leads toward university, another leads toward a trade or vocational career, and switching later is hard. Imagine your entire career path being shaped by a test you took as a literal child. Some people love this system because it's efficient. Others say it locks kids into a box way too early. Either way, if you ever meet a Dutch person and ask about their school experience, brace yourself, because this topic gets people fired up. Fact 8. The Dutch are officially the tallest people on Earth. This is not a stereotype. It's a fact. The Netherlands has the tallest average population height in the entire world, and scientists still don't fully agree on why. Some research points to genetics, a specific gene variant that seems way more common here than anywhere else. Others point to diet, especially the insane amount of dairy consumed here for centuries. The honest answer is, it's probably both, and researchers are still studying it. So yes, if you feel short walking around Amsterdam, it's not in your head. You are statistically surrounded by the tallest humans on the planet. Fact 9. This entire city is standing on 11 million wooden poles. Look down at the ground right now. You're not standing on solid earth. You're standing on top of 11 million wooden poles that were hammered deep underground hundreds of years ago. Because the soil here is basically wet sand and mud. And here's the part that should worry you a little. Those poles were designed to stay wet forever because wood doesn't rot underwater. But as the water table drops, the tops of those poles are drying out and rotting for the first time in centuries. So, this beautiful 400-year-old canal house behind me, it's technically floating on borrowed time. But don't worry, I'll show you exactly how they're fixing it in a future video. Fact 10. Despite insane taxes, Holland is one of the happiest countries on Earth. Here's the twist to end on. Income tax here can go over 49%. Housing is a nightmare, like I just told you. And yet, the Netherlands consistently ranks in the top 10 happiest countries in the world. Free healthcare access, insanely good work-life balance, one of the best cycling infrastructures on the planet, and a culture that genuinely prioritizes rest over hustle. Turns out, paying more tax for a system that actually works for you might just be worth it. So, high taxes, tiny houses, crooked buildings, and a housing crisis, and somehow, still one of the happiest places on Earth. Make it make sense. Okay, be honest. Which one of these had you like, wait, that's not real? Drop the number in the comments. I genuinely want to know which one broke your brain the most. And look, I live here, so I've basically got an unlimited supply of weird stuff like this sitting in my back pocket. Follow so you don't miss the next one, because trust me, it gets weirder. Please subscribe and watch the next video.